I searched far and wide across Google for tax professionals in my area. I was looking to see how much other tax professionals were charging for their tax returns. Out of the 23 tax businesses, 5 listed their pricing on their website, which included my own. Pricing ranged from $200 to $1,500 for a return. That's a pretty wide range. To get in the door for me to prepare your tax return is $1,000. What the heck? There's no way a W-2 return should cost $1,000. I know some of you are triggered right now and are going to post in the comment section how it's unreasonable for me to be charging that much. It's weird how I get negativity from other tax pros on my pricing. We're on the same team. You should be thankful my prices are so high because, wait, should you be thankful? With my high prices anchored against your low pricing, your services look like a steal. And it would be a financial mistake for clients to work with me over yours. But are those the clients that you want? Your services are a commodity, which means you're going to have to keep your prices low for new business and have pressure to be as efficient as possible. But as a client, should you want that? Your return will be prepared as fast as possible with little incentive to try to do more than the bare minimum of filling out the tax form. There's no time for follow-up questions, critical thinking, or researching because there are hundreds of returns to prepare. You see where I'm getting at? Logan, you haven't said why it costs $1,000 to prepare a tax return yet. Oh, my bad. So right now, it's $1,000 minimum for me to prepare your personal tax return. You could just have a W-2 and I would still charge $1,000. But why? All right, let me explain. We need to realize that tax return prep pricing has not really changed over the last 20 to 30 years. And a lot of tax professionals, when they start, base their pricing off those that have been around for a long time. And so you get pricing that has virtually not changed in forever. And that's why you see returns being prepared for $200. I believe tax professionals are really valuable. If we're credentialed, we'd have to go to school for a long time or study for tests for a long time in order to be certified. Plus, we have to constantly stay up to date with tax changes. Almost every year, there's a new tax law passed. Let me break it down with 3 reasons why I charge $1,000 minimum for a tax return. 1, I take my time. I still try to prepare returns as fast as possible, but I still take my time. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. My processes to produce a tax return are designed for efficiency, but I slow down when it comes to making sure we aren't missing anything. That means if I suspect something is not right with information provided, or maybe an answer is not lining up with my notes from our first meeting, I'm going to follow up. It's a pain to do this because it takes time, but it's worth it if you can catch something that the client missed. Also, side note, did you know to prepare a tax return in 2023, you pretty much have to be a tax professional because of how complex the tax law is. Let's say you just have a simple tax return with just W-2 income, but you bought an electric vehicle. The IRS has a 13-page fact sheet on how to determine if you qualify for the EV credit. Thank you, Inflation Reduction Act. Reason number 2, supply and demand. This is something accountants struggle realizing. When their services have a lot of demand and there's almost no one around to meet that demand, you can charge higher prices. We're accountants, okay? Not economists. Back in 2020, when I started my firm, my minimum was $450. And guess what? I had so many new client meetings, I barely had time to do anything else. So I raised my prices to help slow down the inflow of new clients. Then I raised it again. Then I raised it again. And probably multiple times after that. The third reason is value. When clients work with me, they aren't just getting a tax return. With my lowest tier package, they are getting document storage, newsletter subscription, and a tax return video summary. That may not seem like a lot, but it adds value. Tax document storage doesn't seem like a big deal, but for those that are organizationally challenged, is organizationally a word? It's nice to have all their tax docs in one place, year by year. A newsletter subscription doesn't seem like a big deal, but if I have a tax saving tip in there that the client can take advantage of, I paid for myself. A tax return video summary doesn't seem like a big deal either. But if I bring something up that the client has never realized before, hey, next year this tax wouldn't be so high if this happened, I paid for myself. And that's why I charge $1,000 for a tax return. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and watch my other videos for hours and hours so I can get monetized by the end of 2023.